All right, folks, unboxing video time. So it's been a while since I bought a new CPU, and guess what? This is a 14th gen Intel, should be the i7 14700KF. Now, remains to be seen whether I will buy any other 14th gen. This one is probably going to be pretty darn close in performance to my i9 13900KF. So didn't make a whole lot of sense why I bought this, but I would like to see, how it does perform in comparison. So if somebody's out there thinking about buying the i9 13900KF, they can buy this instead if it performs about the same. So that said, let's get this unboxed. Now normally I'd use a box cutter or a knife or something, but we're just going to use what's sitting in front of us. All right, so here we have it. Let's get this other box out of the way. I feel like we need a little more light, even though I've got all kinds of light on. So here's the box. A little bit different than the last two generations. You can see i7 up here, 14th gen, Intel Core unlocked. This is the last, I guess the last round of CPUs that you're going to see. This i3, i7, i9, i5, whatever. I'm going to miss it, folks. They're just going to go with whatever it is, Core or something. So I haven't done that much research on it, so we'll get smarter on that in the future. LGA 1700. So this is the last round of CPUs that'll work with the 600 and 700 series Intel motherboards. Once again, i7 14700KF. What does the F mean? Well, folks, you're going to need a graphics card. Otherwise, you're going to be looking at a black screen. The K means it's overclockable. I'm sure we'll do that at some point. I do plan to run benchmarks. We'll do Cinebench R20, R23, and the 2024 version, which I wasn't that happy with, to be honest with you, but we'll see. Maybe we'll be happier. You can see this is, does this say where it was made at? Manufactured. Yeah, it doesn't really tell you. Manufactured in what? I'm not sure what the hell that says. 33 megs of cache. Not a whole lot on the outside, right? So this is Raptor Lake. Obviously an i7. I got this for, gosh, what was it? Just under $400. Like 384, 394, something like that. It was off Amazon. The link will be down below in case you're interested. Of course, this is a desktop CPU. We'll get it out of here shortly, but 20 total cores. 8 of those are performance, and 12 of those are efficiency cores. So, of course, the i9 has more of those. Max turbo frequency is 5.6 on this. And your performance base core is 3.4 and the efficiency base core is 2.5. So the L2 cache 28 megs. Processor base power 125 watts. Maximum turbo boost or maximum turbo power 253 watts. So you'll probably see on this channel, if I do my benchmarks, we'll exceed 253, which will make it painful for cooling. Max memory size 192 gigs. Memory type says up to 5600, but megahertz or whatever. But I'm sure we'll be. I don't know why it says that actually. Actually, it doesn't say that. It says MT per second. So, what frequency that runs at? Good question. Probably supports 7,000 something, I'm sure. Of course, this will support PCIe 4.0 and 5.0. And that's about all worth talking about, really, folks. There's a lot of other stuff that some of you might care about, but let's go ahead and get it out of this box. Alright, so I don't see my box cutter, but I do see some scissors. So I'll try not to mangle the box too much. Now, like I said, Amazon associate link will be down below in case you want to help a brother out and get him some extra cash for the holidays, right? All right, so here's the manual. We're not going to even look at it. i7, it says on the outside. Doesn't even tell you 14 Gen. I have so many of these stickers. I never use them, but you know, if you've never installed the CPU, it does go into detail how to do that in here, so make sure you read that. I will do an installation. I'll tell you what, folks, it has been a while since I've done installation. Those are my, my money makers on this channel. CPU cooler installs and just CPU installs. Which in a lot of aspects, obviously, it's kind of the same thing. But when you get a new CPU like this, doing an install video doesn't pay for itself, but that's when I'm going to make some money off of it, right? So there's the CPU. All right, folks, so there's the CPU. We already looked at the sticker in the manual. Let's get this thing out of here. Try not to destroy this thing. Yeah, so I'll put this most likely in a Z, one of my higher end Z690 is going to be the home for this thing, I think. Either my Aris Pro, the Ultra, I'm trying to think of what else. Actually, you know what? Well, this is hard to get open today. Normally they're not that hard. Is this even in the video? Oh my God, folks! That whole time I think we missed it in the main camera. All right, so you guys can see that hopefully. Intel Core i7, i7 14700, bunch of manufacturing stuff on there, and then not the best idea to handle this, especially when it's cold out, but that's what the back looks like. All right, folks, so evidently we're a little rusty at doing these videos anymore. Hopefully I don't need to reshoot anything, but yeah, so we've got the i7 14700KF, and we've talked about some of the specs on it. You will need a graphics card with this. CPU cooler wise, you're going to need a pretty good one, unless you're going to run this, say, with turbo boost disabled, or you not going to do any gaming, not going to do any benchmarks. Maybe you can get away with a crappier CPU cooler, but even running, say, a Noctua D15S, an HD15S, I think it is, that's going to get pretty hot if you boost power limits and do the benchmark. So you may have to spend some good money. Something like a what is it, Arctic Liquid 420 AIO, which we have, was one of the few things that kept my i7 13700K cool after those benchmarks. And there's stuff you can do, undervolting and other things that will get the temps down, but if you don't want to mess with all that stuff, then you might just need to buy a better cooler, all right? Especially if you want to overclock these. Make sure you got good airflow in your case. That's going to be important with this thing. If you're, buying this and buying a 600 series, 700 series motherboard, you're going to have to do a BIOS update. So try and get one that has the BIOS flashback button, just so you don't have to go buy a 12th or 13th gen CPU just to update the BIOS so the 14th will work. Okay, so we've dealt with that a lot here on this channel, but yeah. So there you go. There's the CPU. We'll do some installs. We'll do benchmarks. We'll do gaming videos. Trying to think of what installs we'll do. Well, we'll figure it out, but we've got at least 10 motherboards we can install this in. So, and we'll pair it up with different graphics cards for gaming purposes. Minimum Fortnite. Who knows what else we'll get into. Thanks for checking out the video. Please like, please subscribe.